Right, those are some of your news this morning. But to go back to the big story of this week, the elections, let's go back to Blaine, who's at the Pretoria Results Operations Centre. Blaine, what's the latest on your side?
Hey Dee, thank you very much indeed. Back live from the National Results Operations Centre. It is indeed day 2 of special voting in South Africa's 2019 National and Provincial Elections. So, as we mentioned, lots to cover in the next 3 hours. We've got journalists fanned out across the country to get us an update with regards to how the voting is proceeding. Let's go to the Eastern Cape now, where residents of Mbizana are hoping that service delivery will be prioritised after the election. Struggle icons such as Tambo as well as Winnie, Madikizela, Mandela hail from this town. So what is the situation there? Yanga Funani is our reporter on the ground. Yanga, thank you very much indeed for your time. What's the latest there?
A very good morning to you, Blaine, and to our viewers at home. You are coming to us live from Mbizana, an area that is in the Mbizana Local Municipality, right at the heart of the Eastern Pondoland. The area is really characterized by high levels of poverty, inequality, and underdevelopment. Or if you talk to the locals here, they will tell you that they travel more than 10 kilometers to get to the river so that they can draw water, and there they will find animals. They'll tell you that on the score of hospitals, the nearest hospital is 8 kilometers away, and it services about 12 villages. They'll tell you that infrastructure, the structure in I'm repeating myself here. Can you fix that, please? They'll tell you that the structure, the tar and the road structure, infrastructure basically in this area is really at a very bad stage. They'll tell you that out from the 25 years of democracy, they've benefited nothing. But to tell us more about the problems of the area, we are now joined by Usis Belegazi of the Mbizana Business Chamber. Ma'am, a very good morning to you, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much, sir. My name is Belegazi Sekuchwa Tole from Mbizana Business Chamber.
Ma'am, tell us about the situation in the town, about the development. I understand that spectators say that it's going at a snail's pace.
Yes, sure, that is very true. It is very slow. It is very slow because we can acknowledge that there are things that have actually happened, but at a very slow pace. Look, as you were traveling down to this area, you haven't seen, or very few schools you have seen, such that children have to travel from one place to the other to get to school. Of course, once there was the school transport, but now it's no longer there. And that actually causes a lot of problems for them. They get tired, they meet some strangers on the way who do not treat them well, and that disturbs them in their progress at school. Number 2, as you have mentioned, the water problems. Water is very scarce. They have to travel kilometers, some of them, to the rivers where they will get water with animals, be it is pigs, be it is cattle. That is the very sad state of affairs.
Okay, let's talk about the major project, which is the N2 Wild Coast project, stretching from East London up to Durban, a stretch of over 700 kilometers. Are the local businesses benefiting from that?
Yes, we are hoping to benefit. We are actually looking up to the project to actually go on. Unfortunately, at its beginning stages, it has just stopped. The contractor has just pulled off and leaving people who were hoping. Some of them were employed already. Some of them had contracts already in the project, but the contractor has decided just to pull off, and that is actually giving the community a very bad time, because everyone was actually hoping to have a better life for their children, to have income which they earn for themselves, not necessarily getting grants, and that actually has had a very bad bearing on them.
Okay. Now, the economy of this area is dependent on agriculture. Unemployment is standing over 40% from a figure of 133,000 people in this area. Over 40% of them are unemployed. What are some of the suggestions would you give to the powers that be to curb this high level of unemployment?
Well, the problem of unemployment, it doesn't actually start here now. Probably we can actually track it back from the system of education, that we are having so much youth who is unemployed. But when you're looking at it, most of them, they still probably at the age where they should be at school. And unfortunately, that is not happening. And we would actually imagine that they are here now, that if there could be community colleges that could actually assist them, capacitate them with skills that would make them participate in the economy, it could really make life easier. It could actually reduce even the crime that is actually happening, because most of the youth that is not employed, it actually results in looking for other ways for making their lives.
Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you very much, Steve.
Okay. Blaine, you'll understand that this is an ANC stronghold area. For the past two general elections, the ANC has scored over 86% of support. It remains to be seen as to whether the people of this area will continue pledging loyalty to the organization, as today they've started with special votes. Yesterday and today. Tomorrow is the D-Day, and we will see how it will turn out. And we are your eyes and ears. As for me, Yanga Funani and Gwengam Kubasi, it's back to you in Joburg.
Eastern Cape team, thank you very much indeed for your reporting. No doubt we will catch up with you shortly. Yanga Funani, they're live for us in the Eastern Cape.